I ruined my sister's wedding. I was with my ex-N since I was 13. He was my first everything, and I'm talking everything. We got engaged when I was 20, and honestly, life felt perfect, like we had our whole future mapped out. Then 6 months after our engagement, we found out I was pregnant. We were over the moon about it. N was already picking out baby names and showing me cribs online. But 2 days later, I miscarried. And that's when everything started falling apart. I went into this deep, dark depression. I couldn't get out of bed some days. N tried to help at first, but then he started saying things like, maybe it happened for a reason. Maybe we weren't ready. The worst part was when he said I should have been more careful, like it was somehow my fault. We started fighting constantly. He'd blame me. I'd scream at him that he didn't understand what it felt like to lose something growing inside you. It got so bad we decided to separate for a while. That while turned into a whole year. I went to therapy, worked on healing myself. N even came to a few sessions with me, which gave me hope that maybe we could fix things. When I turned 23, we decided to try again, but something was off. N was distant, like he was hiding something from me. He'd get weird about his phone, wouldn't look me in the eyes when we talked about the future. I started overthinking everything, wondering if he blamed me for the miscarriage. It was eating me alive, so I did something I'm not proud of. I went through his phone. That's when I found out that during our separation year, he'd been texting my sister Emma constantly. At first it looked innocent, just him venting about our relationship. But then the messages got flirtier. Then there were pictures. Then there were messages about meeting up. My own sister had been sleeping with my ex while I was falling apart over losing our baby. The worst part? She was pregnant with his baby. And my parents knew. My friends knew. Everyone knew except me. I kicked N out immediately and cut off everyone who had kept the secret from me. I felt so betrayed and alone. I thought maybe with time I could process this and figure out how to move forward. Then 2 weeks ago, I got a wedding invitation in the mail. My sister and N were getting married. Something inside me just snapped. I got drunk, like really drunk, and took a cab to my parents' house where they were throwing them an engagement party. I walked into that house with my hair a mess, still in my pajamas, and gave the most epic fuck you speech of my life. I told everyone exactly what I thought of them, how they were all disgusting for keeping this from me, how they helped my sister steal my life while I was grieving. My sister ran upstairs crying, and my parents started yelling at me for ruining their precious party. That's when my sister came back downstairs and said the most evil thing I've ever heard in my life. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, maybe your baby died for a reason so I could get my happy ending? The room went completely silent. Even my parents looked shocked. I just stared at her for a few seconds, then started laughing. Not because it was funny, but because I couldn't believe someone could be that cruel. I told them all to go to hell and left, but apparently I wasn't done. A few hours after I got home, my phone rang from an unknown number. It was Emma. She was crying, saying I ruined everything and demanding that I give back the engagement ring N had bought me. She said it was disrespectful for me to keep it when they were starting a family. Then she had the audacity to tell me I was being immature for not sucking it up and being happy for her. She even said she was planning to make me her maid of honor, like that was supposed to be some kind of honor after what she did. I apologized for ruining her party, which honestly I'm not even sorry about, and told her I'd mail the ring back. But then I told her that me and her were done forever, and she could tell my parents the same thing. The next day, I mailed that ring back, but I also included a little note. I wrote about how I hoped their marriage would be built on the same foundation of lies and betrayal that started it. I mentioned how N had a pattern of abandoning people when things got tough, and wished her luck when she inevitably needed someone to blame when their relationship fell apart. 2 days later, my mom called crying, saying Emma called off the wedding. Apparently N had been having doubts, and my letter was the final push he needed to realize he was making a mistake. Turns out he'd been cheating on Emma too, with some girl from his work. My parents were furious with me, but honestly, I felt like justice had been served.